Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Shift Happens channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 5-step process to help you manifest in every moment of every day, right? Because every day we are manifesting, whether it's good or bad, right? And I don't like to label things, but this is a process that I use all the time in every moment, especially when you are faced with challenging moments where the 3D appears to not be aligning with what you want to manifest. All right, so before we get into it, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, comment. That's how we build our community. I want to hear how you're doing on your journey. I learn from you just as much as you learn from me. And if you're interested in how manifesting can be made easy and simple and attainable, come join me. I can love to help people. And sign up for coaching because it's starting to fill up pretty quickly. All right, you can contact me at shifthappenslifecoaching at gmail.com. All right, so let's get into it, my 5-step process. Now, this is just one entity that I use through multiple different processes. But this is what really is at the heart of manifesting, right? So once you accept yourself as that wonderful, beautiful little G, I call it the little G, the big G is, source, God. You're the little G. You are part of source. And so source works through you as you. So once you embark on your journey and you encounter frustration, right? The 3D is saying, is showing you, reflecting back to you like, oh, you got some work to do. You're seeing something that might be causing some negative emotion, right? So what my first step is to be aware. What are you aware of? Your emotions. Your emotions are your guiding system, right? And they are going to indicate what you need to do. It's going to give you clarity because it's going to force you to go, ooh, I want improved situation, right? Whenever you're feeling negative emotion, again, remember, you are source, source is you, and then your desire is out here and you're separated and you don't feel like it's attainable, right? You're separated. That's when you experience that negative emotion, was when you're separated from your source, you're not aligned. And that's okay, because it's an indicator to tell you, okay, you're aware of your emotion. There's something I need to clean up. That's the next part. You accept that 3D. It doesn't mean that's the end of it and I'm going to give up. It just means you accept it for what it is. It's a neutral thing. I get to label it. That's another power that I have. And I'm just going to accept it the way it is. And then you acknowledge that you are source, you align with source, and then you say, okay, what was that negative emotion that I was experiencing? And then you dig a little deeper. Maybe it was jealousy. There's some sort of lack. Most times when you experience negative emotion, it's because you have that lack. You're not enough, right? And if you forgot who you are. So you acknowledge, okay, I'm going to acknowledge I am source. Source works through me as me. I've got all I need. I am whole, complete, and perfect. And all I need is to go within and acknowledge who I am. So then you align, and then you take moments, and you can do processes. Once you align and find that peaceful, valuable moment where you're like, I am calm, I am aligned with source, that's when you can really do some processes. So you go back to that emotion that you remembered that you were experiencing. Maybe it was jealousy, maybe it was some sort of lack, right? And you dig a little deeper and you're like, okay, now when I say dig deeper, you can go to your past, but don't linger too long into that past, because remember, when you remember, it's an imaginal act and you recreate it in your mind. You want to shift that story and make it a little softer and go, you know what? That's one aspect that I was feeling at that moment. Maybe you found something where you felt abandoned, in your past. And you're like, that was one moment. That was one interpretation. There's infinite possibilities to that story, even your past story. That's what Neville Goddard was talking about with revision, right? You see it as one aspect of infinite possibilities, right? And so you just shift that story and say, you know what? This person or I tried the best I could with what I knew at the time. That is not who I am now. I am aligned with my true source. And then you can do your processes. Then once you align, you're in that calm state, then you're allowing all of that inspired action to go about, and you can go about your day and enjoy being in the moment. And let me tell you, I know Eckhart Tolle always talks about being in the moment and in the now. That truly is the only time we have is now. And so you get the power to choose. That's your power source, right? You have free will. You get to choose how you interpret events. You get to choose how you feel about events. And even though your first reaction might be frustration, you go through the processes. You're aware of it. You accept it. You acknowledge who you are, and you align with your source. And then you go into inspired action. So it's the 5 A's. You're aware. I've got a negative emotion. I got some work to do. I accept it. I accept this 3D. I'm not going to linger there, but I'm going to accept it for what it is. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to dig a little deeper. I'm going to acknowledge the true being that I am. And I'm going to acknowledge that, hey, I was feeling this negative emotion. I'm going to dig a little deeper. So you dig, but don't linger, and you shift that story. And you start shifting and revising that story from the past. And then you, again, align with who you are. You take that moment, you meditate, and you get into that acceptance of that alignment of who you are, that you are source. Source works through you as you. Huge, powerful. I mean, just think about that for a minute, right? I mean, that's all you need to know, right? Neville Goddard even said, put all the other beliefs and processes away. As long as you believe that you are source. Source works through you as you. That's the only belief you need to have. It's the only thing you are, right? And then once you accept that and you align, then you are allowing that inspired action to go on, and you can go about your day in a joyful process, right? So those are the what has helped me in every moment, especially when I encounter what appears to be a negative situation with the 3D, that it appears that, oh boy, you know, this isn't aligning with what I want. I'm not getting my desire. It's going in the opposite direction. It's the story you put with it, right? So aware, accept, acknowledge, align, and inspired action. Those are the free. They're free too. There are the 5 steps or processes that I use while I, am encountering that frustrating, challenging moment in the moment, right? All right, and once you get in the practice of doing this, and practice it with like if you're trying to get your SP, practice it at work, practice it with your dog, practice it with your friends, your family, your strangers, when you're in the grocery store. And it'll go quick. It's not like you linger on any of these. You're aware, I got a negative emotion. You accept the 3D for what it is. You acknowledge, hey, I am that powerful person, but I acknowledge that negative emotion too. I'm gonna zero it down to a specific emotion, and then you align with who you are. Aligning often comes with appreciation. So if you're in the grocery store, I'm like, I appreciate this person. It's showing me I need some work to do. This is awesome. I am source. Source works through me as me. There's nothing that could go wrong. There's nothing that can go wrong, right? And then you align, and you do the inspired action. You go about your day in a very peaceful, calm manner. And isn't that what we're all after? We're after that freedom to be yourself, the freedom to be happy, the freedom to choose, the freedom to be joyful in every moment. Wow, powerful, powerful. All right, so let me know in the comments. Let me know if this 5-step process helps you, and practice it everywhere you go. All right, until next time, like, share, comment, and if you want any type of coaching, go ahead and contact me at shifthappenslifecoaching@gmail.com. Till next time, talk to you later. Bye.